CHARDSON. I am the president of the American Postal Workers Union, Chicago Local 1. Distinguished guests, friends, and most importantly, the members of Local 1. Happy birthday. Right here in Chicago. Right here in Chicago, on a cold, blustery day in 1906, the National Federation of Postal Clerks was formed. Let me give you a brief history. The APWU was founded on July 1st, 1971, the result of a merger of 5 postal unions. The 2 largest unions involved in the merger were the United Federation of Postal Clerks, which represented those who worked the windows at post offices and those who sorted and processed mail behind the scenes, and the National Postal Union, which claimed the members in each craft. Both traced their origins to the National Federation of Postal Clerks, which was created here in Chicago in 1906. 2 smaller unions involved in the merger were the National Association of Post Office and General Service Maintenance Employees, which represented those who service and repair machines located in postal facilities, and who cleaned and maintained the facilities, and the National Federation of Motor Vehicle Employees, which represented workers who drove, repaired, and serviced postal vehicles. The smallest union in the merger was the National Association of Special Delivery Messengers. If you look to my left, that was the 5 musketeers of the original presidents. So let's give them a hand. And this is the first charter of the National Federation of Postal Clerks. Now, all of these workers are now covered by a single contract negotiated by representatives of all the crafts within a single labor organization, the American Postal Workers Union. For more history, I invite you to visit our national website, apwu.org, and learn how we came together. We're also celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States Postal Service this year. Can you believe it? 250 years of providing. It's no secret that we face challenges from the current administration, including threats of privatization, attacks on fair wages, benefits, and efforts to eliminate collective bargaining. And to what can be argued, the U.S. has been the path to the middle class for a countless number of people, including myself. It would be a shame for this institution to go away. We say no. We're asking you to stand with us to ensure the USPS remains relevant so we can continue serving the American public all the way to the last mile, just as we have for the past 250 years. While we have much to celebrate and are proud of these milestones, we cannot ignore the threats to our livelihoods and our ability to serve are real. We must stand firm and fight against them. Also this year is the 100th anniversary of A. Philip Randolph, founding the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. The Pullman Porters were the first black labor union. Randolph and the Porters, a civil rights activism led to activism led to ending discrimination in federal government employment long before the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. A lot of milestones this year, right here in Chicago. Do you think it was this cold back in 1906? I put up the weather forecast, it was. So thank you all for coming out today. And at this time, I'd like to have Bob Ryder, President of the Chicago Federation of Labor, to come and give a few remarks and introduce the next speakers. Thank you, and welcome to the American Postal Workers Union Chicago Local 1.
Good morning, my name is Bob Ryder. I'm President of the Chicago Federation of Labor. The Chicago Federation of Labor represents nearly 300 unions that in turn represent 500,000 working people across Chicago and Cook County, including those who work in the Postal Service. I am proud to join you today to mark 2 momentous occasions. The 119th birthday of the American Postal Workers Union Chicago Local 1, which they celebrate this week, as Keith just mentioned. And congratulations to nearly 120 years, Chicago Local 1. Brother, I can't think of a better person to lead this union than you. This guy, he'll tell you his mother is watching, who was a former officer of Teamsters Local 743, is looking down on him right now, and your mom's proud. So, The U.S. Postal Service doesn't just serve our communities, it helps working families build generational wealth. The post office is an engine for growth in communities across Cook County. But the post office's legacy is at risk, threatened by the privatization of services for the benefit of powerful corporations. After all, privatization is just shoddier services at higher prices. During the first Trump administrations, unions like the APWU successfully fought against his plans to do immeasurable damage to the post office. But now, as Trump widens his attacks against federal union workers and appoints leadership tied to private carriers, the threat of privatization has returned. Thank you, and now I have the pleasure to introduce a good friend of mine and of the labor movement, and the guy who makes Gavin Newsom tremble as he approaches a presidential primary, the governor of the great state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker.
Well, thank you very much, Bob, and thank you, and happy birthday to APWU Local 1. Of course, to the other carriers, thank you for all the work that your members do, the members here of APWU. It really is a pleasure to be with you on this auspicious occasion. Thanks also to George Bates for being an incredible leader of postal workers all across Illinois, and Keith Richardson. What a great champion for Local 1 and for all of you in leadership. I have to say, our labor movement in the state of Illinois, strongest in the entire country. In large part because of you and because of the leadership that you elect and because of the people that you elect to represent you in the legislature, in statewide office, in the state, in Congress, in the U.S. Senate. It is vitally important that you continue to do that, and that's great work that you're doing on behalf of everyone in the state to help raise wages and have safer workplaces for people to go to. And of course, I have to recognize, and I want to recognize all the members and the rights that you are working harder and every year doing more to ensure for people across the state, whether you're a clerk helping customers get what they need at the post office during a busy holiday season, or you're a driver getting the mail to where it needs to be in this very cold weather, or a custodian working overnight. Thank you. You're the reason that Americans get their Social Security checks. You're the reason that they get their prescriptions, that they get their tax loans, that they get their holiday cards at this time of year. So thank you. Americans need the U.S. Postal Service. I know that, you know that, our founding fathers knew it too. And that's why 250 years ago today, well, these days I should say, even before they put quill to paper on the Declaration of Independence, they made sure to create an independent postal system. It is the first public good in this country. You represent that, and you represent all of us in that effort that you put in to make these holidays so special for so many. It's been an extraordinary 119 years for APWU. It's been an extraordinary 250 years for the Postal Service, and I want you to know that whenever you have an anniversary to celebrate like this, and I want you to know whether I'm at your event or just talking about you as labor union members at APWU, I will always have your back, I will always be with you, and I will always make sure that we are recognizing the hard work of your members. Thank you all for
Next, I have the honor to introducing a cat I've known for going on 14 years. He'll tell you that he's the mayor of the greatest freaking city in the country and in the world, greatest freaking country in the world, and he's standing here today with the greatest freaking labor movement in the world as well. Our next speaker is the mayor of the city of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Good morning, everyone. Let me first acknowledge and thank President Keith Richardson and the APWU Local 1 for your leadership in welcoming me today. You know, I do want to thank Governor Pritzker for his leadership, of course CFL President Bob Ryder, of course APWU Illinois Statewide President George Bates, the Central Region Coordinator Amy Pohalski, and of course our dear sister President Elise Foster. Thank you for being here today. We are also joined, I see, by Cook County Commissioner Tara Stamps. Thank you for being here. So I'm a proud labor movement mayor, proud union member, and a proud union city. I'm honored to be here as we celebrate APWU Local 1 and their 119th year anniversary. Chicago has been and will always be a place of working people and organized labor, where voices are raised and lifted, and the demand and dignity and respect that all of labor deserves will always be front and center. This tradition lives on today in APWU Local 1. As you continue to fight for rights and progress, as you work to ensure that millions of people can receive a critical service that they rely upon, know that you have a partner on the 5th floor. You keep families and friends and businesses connected, and you keep Chicago running day in and day out, whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's extreme heat. Of course, as we are experiencing in Chicago winter to date, as we stand here in this comfort place, your workers are still out there. And I'm grateful to see the spirit of solidarity thrive in our 119th year anniversary. And you're really uplifting all of Chicago. This anniversary year is especially meaningful because this year APWU Local 1 members achieved a major victory by ratifying a collective bargaining agreement with USPS. So I congratulate you for utilizing your collective power and solidarity to earn this agreement that you deserve. One that honors your hard work, one that protects the gains you've made, and invests in a future where postal workers and clerks, vehicle service workers, and support service workers can really, truly thrive. When working people win, our families and communities win. Our entire city wins. This is why my administration is working hard to protect and continue to invest in working people. We do this by strengthening workplace protections and raising labor standards across our city. For example, we passed the nation's most progressive paid time off and paid sick leave law, guaranteeing workers the time off that they need to go see a doctor or spend time with their family. We also passed the One Fair Wage Ordinance, making the historic move to abolish the sub-minimum wage for tip workers. We also protect workers and families by resisting Donald Trump's agenda and his threats against our communities, including his threat to privatize USPS.
That's right.
And as we celebrate your 119th year, as this celebration, of course, in coordination with the celebration of 250 years for the USPS, let's continue to endure what I believe is necessary in this moment to ensure that we build the safest, most affordable big city in America by having an agenda that is worker-focused.
Yes.
And just as we will not allow Trump to erode our democracy, we will stand for the workers in this city because it's critical. Our city doesn't move without workers. Our city certainly does not move without APWU. And I promise you that your impact will always be recognized and honored by our beloved city. I promise that my administration will always put workers first. And with your spirit of unity and solidarity, we can work hand in hand to build a safer, more affordable Chicago where workers can truly thrive. So it is truly an honor to celebrate you all today, and that's why the budget that I have put forward, it puts forth the agenda of working people.
That's right.
It is well past time that these corporations and the ultra-rich have to pay their fair share of taxes, and we will not balance this budget off the backs of working people. And so again, I congratulate the successful 119th year celebration. Let's remain strong and united for another 119 years. It is an honor to be a part of this anniversary, and I'm proud to present this incredible honor with a proclamation naming today Postal Workers Recognition Day in the city of Chicago. Along with this proclamation, on behalf of the city of Chicago, I extend my absolute gratitude to the service and the work of APWU Local 1.
Thank you. Now, I'm happy to invite our way from the Quad-Cities, the state president of the Illinois Postal Workers Union, Mr. George Bates.
Hello, thank you. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to both Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson for their support of the Postal Service and the American Postal Workers Union. As we've all heard, the Postal Service is older than the country itself. It was formed as an institution in 1775, and today we are celebrating its 250th anniversary. Each and every year, the Postal Service processes and delivers hundreds of millions of letters and packages to the American people. This work is carried out by the hard efforts of its employees. I am proud to say that I am a United States Postal Service employee and also an American Postal Workers Union member for over 40 years.
Now we will have my sister, president for the National Association of Letter Carriers, who's always been by our side as we've been by hers, and she's standing up for letter carriers across the city and their safety. Sister Lee Foster from the National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 11.
All right, I guess they say the best for last. Thank you, Keith, for having me, and I bring greetings from the National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 11, Chicago. I want to thank the APWU Local 1 for their partnership as we work together to make sure that we tell the White House, hands off the United States Postal Service.
Right.
The letter carriers, our fight started back in 1970 of the Great Postal Strike. And we know all too often the attacks on letter carriers is attack on postal workers, and it should not happen. We are fighting for 640,000 employees, 73,000 of whom are veterans in this country. Uphold our universal mail service obligation to deliver 376 million pieces of mail and packages to nearly 169 million delivery points every day nationwide, and we could not do that without the members of APWU. To protect the nation's most beloved and public agency, the United States Postal Service is consistently ranked the most trusted government agency. Me and Keith Richardson, as leaders of the APWU and National Association of Letter Carriers, we contribute to that 250-year success of the United States Postal Service and our members, and we make sure that we out there each and every day. We fight against any privatization efforts or reorganizational mandates that would threaten our jobs and the Postal Service as we know it today. Keith and APW has been on the forefront to help for the protection of letter carriers. We know the fight isn't over, and we must do all that we can do to protect letter carriers, because at the end of the day, letter carriers are the #1 and important delivery to deliver themselves back home to their families.
That's right.
I would be remiss if I did not speak on our sister Octavia Redmond, our fallen sister who did not make it back home. So that's why these protections are needed for safety of letter carriers and all workers across this country. We must find ways to work together with our elected officials to get ordinances passed to help us to do the right thing to protect our letter carriers out there each and every day. These attacks on workers must end, and it must end today. So when I say happy, you say birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! And with that being said, on behalf of the 5,000 1,000 members, both active and retired, of the National Association of Letter Carriers. We say happy birthday to APWU Local 1, and we look forward to working with Keith Richardson and his members on any pushback and any effort to privatize the United States Postal Service. Thank you.